So in part 2 of our weekly update video, we're going to be checking on the progress on the rest of our vegetables that we've got growing around the yard. We've made it through the first lap of this growing season, but we still got a long way to go yet. So let's go check and see how things are progressing. Radishes, still looking well. Nothing's nibbling on them yet, but they're putting out their new leaves, and otherwise looking okay. I mean, you get like one like this that's real, just super leggy. I don't know why. I do put them outside in the sun, but not today because I actually forgot to drill holes in the bottom of these. So whenever it's a threat of rain, I bring them indoors because I don't want them getting flooded out. But otherwise, okay so far. And there's nothing happening with our radish, either the French breakfast or the Crimson Giant. And that's because squirrels dug it all up. They did this the other day, dug this one up, and then last night they dug this one up. So it looks like our second planting of radish got taken out by the squirrels. This will be the last update I give on the cauliflower because there's really no sense. Although this one is trying. The others just aren't doing it. So I may take this one and just move it outdoors and let it just fend for itself outside. The rest, the mouse can have. So the peppers still coming along. I don't think there's been any real change from last week. Next week they are going to be fertilized, so that might start helping them put on some additional growth. Cucumbers that we planted last week, well, they're up and they're doing fine. So no worries there. We'll have our cucumbers for pickling. Little change in the tomatoes, but they're also going to be fertilized beginning next week. And if you look at the leaves, I think they're a little yellow, and I'd like them to show a little bit better strength. So I think the fertilizer will help them. The cherry tomatoes are also looking okay. Again, no real change, but they're doing fine. Pumpkins are really doing well. Almost time to put them in the ground outside. Might be time to actually pot them up into an individual container though, because you know, this guy's already putting on a new leaf and reaching. Black Jade Zucchini is looking pretty healthy too. Got some nice growth going on here. So that'll be good to see them grow. And surprise, surprise, our spaghetti squash suddenly sprouted. They opened up just one day after I'd filmed the last week's video, and now they're starting to put on a lot of growth. So good to see that. And the leeks. Yep, look how tall those things are. Yeah, something needs to be done with these very soon. But they're looking good. While the spaghetti squash eventually sprouted, the original butternut never did. But the new butternut we planted did grow. So we're good there. So we'll have some butternut squash. And as I suspected, the root system on the sweet potatoes seems to be supporting substantial growth on these in-dirt sweet potatoes. And they're producing a ton of slips. Well, that one potato is. So we went from that one little thing sticking up there and a couple just starting to sprout out of here to all this in a week. So that's good to see. I would like to see this one start producing. So I guess what you really need to do is have a bunch of sweet potatoes growing. That way you can be ensured that you'll get slips. Now, I'm not sure what the scale is, though, that's like formed on the sweet potato leaves. That's what's on those other leaves. And if anybody knows what that is, or what's causing it, what I can do for it, let me know in the comments below. The Waltham 29 broccoli is looking good. No head formation yet, but the plants are looking healthy, so that's good to see. They're all standing strong, despite the amount of rain that we've had. Every now and then one will bend, but they'll pop right back up. So they're looking good. These are the extra Waltham 29s that I put in. This one refuses to die. Also seems to refuse to grow too. Although it's actually looking better now than it has. It looks like these leaves here are relatively new and they've stabilized. So whether or not it'll end up growing in enough time for the before the summer heat or the warmer temperatures set in, I don't know, but it does look like it's growing. But the others are doing well. This one keeps fighting. It sometimes looks limp, sometimes looks strong. That one just looks strong all the time. Parsnips are also doing well. So that means it's time to come in and thin out the ones that we don't want so they don't have any competition between them. Whoa. So like this one here, it's much stronger than that one. And I'll just come in and snip off the second one. Similarly here, I don't want to take a chance and disturb the roots on the stronger one. And I'm just going to leave the cuttings as they are. So that they will decompose right in there. They all came up here. Which one do I want? Got 3 to choose from here. This one's more central. This one's more to the side here. And then this one is off a little bit. Even though this one I think is the smaller one, I'm going to go with that one. Just that I think this one will end up banging up against the top. Oh, there's 4 here. Jeez. Successful planting there. Okay. There's another one there. All right. So it looks like we have 8 good parsnips now. And now they won't have any competition for nutrients or space. Direct sown turnips. Really starting to put on growth now. Looking very healthy. They do have something chewing on them. But otherwise, looking good. Next door, the ones that we planted indoors are coming along. But I will say, these are planted at the same time as those are planted, and those just look much better. So I'm not seeing much benefit in doing the seed starting indoors, unless of course I started these a couple of weeks earlier to transplant out in time. But at the same time, these things are just growing much better. And I guess there's just no transplant shock. The direct sown beets are looking good. Might be time to start thinning them. And even where I thought we had maybe lost some, they're all growing in there. So those are looking good. Beets that we started indoors, I think I'm going to transplant them outdoors next week and let them acclimate now to the outdoor conditions. Eggplant is looking good, healthy. This one seems a little weak, so I may just end up planting those 2. I was only looking for 1 or 2 anyway, and this one is really the healthiest one, so maybe just go with the one that I originally wanted. but we'll keep an eye on them. Carrots are taking their time coming up, but we've got a few, more than I had suspected last time. They're just taking their time coming out. Not always, because around here we didn't get any, doesn't seem, but on that side we did. So, and our seed carrot is doing quite well. Nothing yet on the second round of carrots that we planted. A couple of weeds have sprouted, but no carrot seedlings yet. So the lettuce is looking good, and although this is a romaine lettuce, which means it'll have a head, I could probably start trimming some of the outside leaves and actually using them in salads. And I'll probably do that. That'll give actually the head a little bit more breathing room and room to form. Horseradish, still looking healthy. I'd like to say it's grown a lot more since last week. The leaves, I think, have gotten bigger. And continues to produce new shoots. So, still doing well. So everything's doing pretty good. We can always hope for better, but everything's coming along pretty good. But if you want to see what we were doing in the garden last week, check out this video right here, and then subscribe and hit that notification bell. And that way you can follow the progress on all of our vegetables as we try to grow a supermarket in our own backyard. Okay, thanks for watching.